Hello, beautiful people. It has been way too long since I've posted a video, but we are back. College application season was crazy. I'm about to go into all of that right now. So if you want to stick around, I'm gonna go through mistakes I made when applying for colleges, mistakes you shouldn't make, what you should do when you apply to college, what you shouldn't do, what I'm looking for in a college, just all that fun stuff, and let's just get into it. Before we get into the video, make sure to leave a like, and if you like content like this or just my vibe, whatever, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn notifications on. My first mistake was that I did not do enough research before applying to colleges. I didn't really know what I was looking for going into the application season. I didn't do any visits anywhere. I didn't really do any research I didn't talk to people. I just kind of was like, I'll just apply to colleges, which is a huge mistake. I applied to a lot of schools that aren't on this list because I never finished the application, but the majority of schools that like emailed me and just said like, hey, our application's free. So I just did that because I was like, well, why not? That was a mistake because it crowded my inbox with emails from schools that I just didn't want to go to, and it made it really hard to find the emails from the schools I did want to go to. So I applied to 15 schools, which is like a lot of schools because half of them I had like absolutely no interest in going to. I just applied because it was free. So in total, I applied to 14 colleges, which is kind of a lot because half of them I didn't want to go to. The schools I applied to were Augustana College, Bradley University, Butler University, Carthage College, Coe College, Cornell College, DePaul University, High Point University, Hope College, University of Illinois, University of Louisville, Illinois State University, Lake Forest College, Queen's University of Charlotte, and Stetson University. So I have gotten accepted to every single one of these schools except for the University of Illinois because they have not released their admissions decisions yet. They said they were coming mid-February, and then I heard they weren't coming till March. So I don't know. We're still waiting on that one. As you could tell, I mostly applied to small liberal arts private colleges, and they're expensive. They're really expensive. I did get substantial scholarships from a lot of these schools, and that is largely due to the fact that SAT scores were not required this year. So like anywhere, and if I had had to submit my SAT score, I would not have gotten those scholarships because I am a terrible test taker and I'm actually really bad at math. But my GPA is pretty padded with like honors and AP classes that are not math classes. So I do have like a relatively high GPA, but my SAT score was really terrible, and I'm like kind of embarrassed. Like it was so bad, but it doesn't matter. It's just a test. It's never gonna matter again ever. So I'm just gonna put that behind me. But like I said, the first mistake I made was not researching and narrowing down my list before applying. My second mistake was with my essay for the Common App. I just did one essay that I submitted to every single school because they all had the same like generic prompt. My essay, I sat down one afternoon, I wrote it, and that same day I submitted my applications. That's not a good thing to do. I didn't proofread it. I have actually not gone back and read it since writing it, which is terrible, and I don't recommend doing that. You really want to write your essay like weeks, months in advance and really get help with it, get feedback, go back to it, revise it again and again. That is the smart thing to do. I did not do the smart thing. I did the impulsive, impatient thing. It worked out for me. I did get accepted to my schools, but I applied to like 99% safeties. So my experience is not really something you want to go off of with the essays. Something I did do right was that I knew from the start how much scholarship money I would need to be able to afford my education. I was cognizant of that from the beginning. I researched merit scholarships, extracurricular scholarships. I am an artsy person, so I do like theater and choir, so I made sure to note when those auditions were. I made note of any leadership scholarships I could apply for. I basically applied to every scholarship I could at the schools I was interested in. However, there are a few schools on my list that, looking back, I realized that I probably maybe should have just not applied. Currently my top school I really love, but I'm like a few $1,000s short, and I'm in love with it, and I think I pretty much knew that I wouldn't be able to afford it, but I just really like it a lot. So that's a little unfortunate for me. I have to figure that out. With some colleges, like Cornell College, for example, tuition at Cornell College is $43,000, and I got a scholarship for $34,000. So that made the tuition so much more manageable. So you really want to be on the lookout for opportunities like that where you could substantially put a dent in your tuition. Another mistake I made was my junior year not researching outside scholarship opportunities. There are so many outside scholarship opportunities, and I really wish I had looked for them. Another thing I really wish I had taken into account was that I am from Illinois, from the Midwest, and I really wish that I had taken into account the fact that I don't want to be in the Midwest. I wish I had applied to schools like on the coasts or like in the South, somewhere just different. I wish I had taken advantage of those opportunities because I'm basically stuck in cornfields now, and I'm really sad about that. I applied to one school in Florida and two schools in North Carolina. I don't think I'm going to go with them just because I do have better options in the Midwest just for higher quality schools. But I wish I had maybe looked into different options for going out of state, out of region. That would have been really nice. I'm sure my parents are happy that I'm going to be staying in the Midwest because I'll only be a few hours away and they can drive. I can drive. I don't have to, fly home. Anytime I need to come home, the farthest school away that I'm considering is like 5 hours, which is like really manageable. So I'm sure they're thrilled. I'm sure it won't really matter when it comes down to it. Another thing I wish I had done was visit campuses before I applied to schools because like in the case of Coe College, if I had seen the campus and like the surrounding area before I applied, I never would have applied. The pictures on the website, of course, looked beautiful. They always look beautiful. And when I got there, it was just, the location was not right for me. And that's something that I really wish I had researched first before I had jumped into applications, was making sure that the area, the vibe was right for me. That was definitely something I didn't look into, and I really wish I had. Another thing that you should do that I didn't do was nail down your letters of recommendation before like your applications are turned in. You really want to make sure, you want to ask your teachers, make sure they're willing to write you your letters. My teachers were, of course, they were like so understanding, and I'm so grateful that they were able to do it, but I like dropped the ball on that completely. I came to them and I was like freaking out. I was like, I forgot, but I would really appreciate it if you wrote them. And of course they were wonderful and sweet and wrote them for me. But I would have saved myself so much stress and anxiety if I had just nailed that down before like deadlines were coming up. That was a really bad move on my part, was waiting. But that's just something to keep in mind. You want to know which teachers you're going to ask, why you want to ask that specific teacher, and that kind of thing. So now that I have all of these regrets about my college application process, I need to decide where I'm gonna actually go to college, and this is proving to be very difficult. I'm really glad that I applied early action almost everywhere that allowed it, because now I have like actually a lot of time to decide. I'm definitely narrowed it down to like 3 or 4 schools. I did eliminate rather quickly Bradley, Carthage, Co-College, like I said, DePaul, High Point, because my best friend is going to High Point actually, so I definitely want to be independent, and I know she does, so we're definitely not going to go to the same school. Like I said, Queens, University of Charlotte. But, you know, now I'm just kind of playing the waiting game of when I'll make up my mind, because I really don't know. I still have a few more visits I need to go on. I'm really excited to be done with high school. I'm in my last semester. I only have 4 classes left, and it's so exciting. So thank you so much for watching. Good luck on your college search and your college application season. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to leave them in the comments, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. I have been through the process, obviously, so I could be helpful or not, I don't know. But I will see you guys probably next week or in a few days. I don't know, whenever I post my next video. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel, because my posting schedule is rather erratic. So I hope you guys have a great day, evening, night, whatever time of day you're watching this, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.